So we have been following the developments of Hurricane Melissa and its path to Jamaica, and it's expected to make landfall in Jamaica in roughly 24 hours. And we have been getting a lot of information. And one thing I must say about this government is doing a great job putting out the information out there. And not only for Jamaicans, I think we're in an age of technology now where the government, they are able to disseminate information in a way that we have never seen it done before. And the government is doing a really good job with that. So at the same time, this government is giving information to Jamaicans in terms of preparation for this hurricane to make sure that no life is lost in this hurricane, and also giving information to Jamaicans in the diaspora. So that is amazing to see how the government is working. And we also, when you check social media, I must commend the MPs, the local MPs, that they're operating at the local government level. And we're tracking in real time on social media what has been done in different communities. So we see MPs from the People's National Party, the opposition party. They're active, they're in their communities working. We also see MPs from the governing party, the Jamaican Labour Party. They're out there getting their community ready for this devastating hurricane, and they're documenting everything so people in the diaspora, they can see what is going on in their communities back home in Jamaica. And that is very impressive. That is good to see. The government, they're using social media, they're using all platform available to make sure that people know what is going on in Jamaica. And we expect, like within the next 24 hours or so, that Jamaica is going to go dark. That is just the reality. With this magnitude of hurricane, the powers are just going to go out. Not even before we know the damage in terms of the Jamaica public service, but it is very customary that when you have a hurricane like this, that the energy company, that they will automatically turn off everything just in case the wind blows down any lines, that there's no live electricity running and people being electrocuted. So that is common practice. So we might only have communication for people who have like a generator system. And I don't know about the telecommunication system. I know that there's the satellite, that Starlink, I think the Elon Musk company. I know Jamaica has Starlink. So I'm sure after the hurricane, or I'm not sure if during the hurricane Starlink will be active, but I'm sure that after the hurricane, a few days after or whatever, we will have connection with Jamaica. But as I said, like it's very impressive to see what is going on in Jamaica. And one of the advice I would give, like, to Jamaicans in the diaspora who is watching this video, if you are watching this video and you're anywhere in the diaspora, whether you are Jamaicans or you are friends of Jamaican and you want to donate to what is going on, I know two of the most reputable non-profit in Jamaica that activate whenever we have a natural disaster. We know we have Food for the Poor. We know Red Cross is one of them. And another one is ADRA, and that is an Adventist relief organization that is very, very active in Jamaica. So if you are in Canada, anywhere in Canada, if you're anywhere in America, anywhere across the Caribbean, you're in the United Kingdom, and you are anywhere close to a Seventh-day Adventist church, I would advise like to either call them or to go there if you want to contribute, to go there and to ask them if they are accepting ADRA donation. Because ADRA, the reality is that they move faster than the average person will be able to move. So we Jamaicans will be packing barrels, we'll be getting stuff ready. But the reality is that like ADRA, Food for the Poor, those organizations, they are well equipped and they will be right there before we can start sending barrel. So that would be the advice that I would give to any Jamaican out there in the diaspora who wants to contribute. ADRA, I would say go to ADRA, find any Seventh-day Adventist church in your area and ask them if they are accepting ADRA donation towards Jamaica. And also Food for the Poor. Food for the Poor is one of the most active non-profit in Jamaica. They do amazing job in Jamaica, and they will be active around this time. So those are two, I would say, two major, and as I mentioned before, the Red Cross also. And we saw an interview with Pernell Charles Jr. when he did an interview earlier with Fox News and giving information out to all Jamaicans and Jamaicans in the diaspora, and some amazing information that every Jamaican need to know at this time. So I'm going to play this interview. This interview is courtesy of Fox News, and this is Pernell Charles Jr. giving information at what Jamaicans need to know to save life and how Jamaicans need to come together after this hurricane has passed and the devastation, and for Jamaicans that want to contribute to the rebuilding of Jamaica. So this is Pernell Charles Jr.
Your name, you're Minister of Social Security.
Pernell Charles Jr., Minister of Labour and Social Security. Also, Member of Parliament for South East Clarendon, which is one of the most at-risk areas in the country.
And let's get to that point right now. This track right now, as it speaks, is going to cut to the west of Kingston and through some of those central areas, south central areas of Jamaica. Your biggest concern as far as the residents right now and your mission?
So, of course, the biggest concern is to save lives. Next is to mitigate or to minimize damage to property and to the community. So we are, of course, urging all residents to go to higher ground. For instance, in Clarendon, St. Catherine, Manchester, which is where it's projecting to be now, we have shelters, evacuation centers. There are family and friends that are willing to take persons in who are in the low-lying areas or the flood-prone areas. And so we've already activated our communication protocol. And we've asked residents, and we want to urge residents who are listening, who are watching, to take this very, very seriously. The last time we had any landfall of a hurricane was in 2012 with Hurricane Sandy, and that was a Category 1. And there was significant destruction to bridges and to infrastructure, also to homes. So if we juxtapose that, look on what happened with us with Beryl, which was just the outer bands. Yeah. It means we are looking on significant damage if this continues along this current trajectory. So we've asked persons to not wait until it gets to a point that it's difficult to evacuate or to save you, but rather to take early action. Several of these residents are very aware because they live in areas where we've had these kind of protocols many times. Mm-hmm. This is not the case where you should be saying, let's wait it out.
Right.
This is, if there's ever a time for you to listen and to take action, this is now.
This is dire, life and death at this point.
Exactly. It's at Category 4 based on what I've heard. This morning at about 6 o'clock in the Rocky Point area, which is one of the areas along the southern coast, we were already seeing storm surges.
Yeah.
All right? And we're already hearing the roar and the wrath of the seas. And so it is very important that we take heed now. Another very important message is for persons to secure their identification documents. I am the Minister of Labour and Social Security, and this ministry that I have had the opportunity to lead is the lead for the welfare coordination. One of the great difficulties that we have seen in the past is when we come in to provide any support in terms of distribution of relief supplies, payment of relief assistance in cash grants or in kind, we have to know who you are. Yeah. And so we have to verify you with your national ID and your TRN. And many times, because of the destruction, persons lose those documents.
Right.
So we're asking the residents, as you evacuate, take your very important identification documents, secure them, put them in a Ziploc, put them in something that is waterproof, and make sure that you carry them with you. It will ease the burden of the process of providing that relief post-disaster.
Do you think that some of the communities here in Kingston, because we drove around through some of the neighborhoods and communities, have a full understanding of what is on the way and the aftermath and how these structures may not hold up?
Well, I hope so. I mean, for what it's worth, we had Hurricane Beryl not too long ago.
Yep, July 2024.
And that is still, within short term of our memory. Mm-hmm. Some persons are still feeling the impact of Hurricane Beryl.
Yeah.
And haven't recovered fully from that. So I
and
would
it wasn't even a landfall. That's
it
the
wasn't a
scary
landfall,
part.
and it wasn't this intensity either.
Right.
So I would hope that we have learned a lesson from that, and that we would use Beryl as a recent pivot to understand the intensity of what is coming, and also another factor is the speed.
Yeah.
So when you have a very intense hurricane at this speed, what it means is that we're looking on a extended, a protracted period
Yeah.
of dumping of rain, which on top of the heavy winds means that we will have a lot of flooding.
Yeah, that's a huge issue. Huge issue.
Continues to be an issue for us, and some areas are already saturated. So before this weather system came into play, we had several areas that were already saturated from the normal rain in October.
We have a little less than a minute left, but I want to ask you about the government and if you're in touch with the United States at this point and other countries to help with aid in the aftermath. It's going to be a significant process.
Certainly. So of course, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, we lead the Humanitarian Assistance Committee from the National Disaster Risk Council, which is led by the Prime Minister, deputized by Minister Mackenzie. And so we are in touch with all of our local and international support partners.
Yeah.
The World Food Programme is significant in helping us in terms of the form that we use to gather information, and also to provide in-kind and cash grants, Food for the Poor, GEM, Global Empowerment Mission, Red Cross, Salvation Army, ADRA, many persons, and of course our partners, the US and others across the country and across the globe.
Minister, thank you for your time. We certainly appreciate it. Let's stay in touch throughout this process. We are just at the beginning, unfortunately.
Stay safe.